Okay, so today I have Jodie Hunter from the Colonic coach here. I am really looking forward to having a chat with her because I know how much Jodie shines and it's just beautiful to be able to share it with you. So I'm going to ask you straight out, Jodie, what is it you do?
So what do I do? An abundance of things, but mostly it's all related to colon hydrotherapy. So bathing of the bowels from the bottom up, but it's all cleansing and releasing. So I speak in the space of opening those channels of elimination that many have blocked. So that's through colon hydrotherapy, infrared sauna, and then also the wellbeing coaching to assist that habit building, etc. Yeah.
So I'm impressed. This is unlike you to say what you do without mentioning the word poo.
Yeah.
I was waiting for a line, but none came. So,
and I promote poo ain't taboo, yeah, because we need to destigmatise. Pretty much where most of our, or if not all of our diseases come from, it all begins in the gut. So just, shedding some love and light on talking crap honestly and openly.
There we go.
Yeah, in order to just, get people to understand where their diseases either start or are continued because of that non-education or the not knowing of, the starting at the foundation.
Yeah, and so just to be brutally clear, let's talk through the process, right? Because it's pretty scary for people, young, old, if you've never done it, but you obviously have a number of clients who like it.
Yeah,
I've been in there, I've seen it happening, and it's like,
you've just got to have the experience for yourself.
You do.
I do say that colonics are like skydiving. So some are really fearful of it, some absolutely love the thrill of it, and then there's others who have never experienced it, but they're just going to, they're going to copy off what someone else has shared that sits with their confirmation bias. So you've got to have the experience for yourself. My clients range between 15 to over 70s, and the male clientele is definitely increasing because they deserve health just as much as us women.
Absolutely, and it's a very comfortable environment, isn't it? So
I believe so, yeah. my clients say so yes.
No, but you use a sense of humour through the whole process and gentleness and reassurance to ensure that people feel okay about doing it.
Absolutely, yeah, absolutely. It is definitely a vulnerable modality for people to step into that space.
Because it's a little bit invasive, right?
Well, invasive is a big word. It's another association to a word. We don't associate laser or waxing for a woman to be invasive. Or a man, but we openly go and expose ourselves. I say in the eyes of beauty, because it's associated to that beauty, that looking after yourself. Well, to me, beauty begins from within.
I was going to say, it's an outside glow that comes from within, isn't
100%,
it? So it's not about, it's not about, I don't know, all the fakeness and everything.
100%.
That beautifulness comes from within, from the gut, the soul.
Absolutely, yes. Yeah.
How we treat ourselves and others.
Yep.
And so you do, you're a wellness coach as well.
Mm-hmm. Absolutely.
And so I have sat with you and we've discussed often the idea of eating good food and not feeling guilty when you actually have a snack. Do you want to talk a little bit about that? I think, what you put in is what you get out, right? So
absolutely. I'll move back into the space of colon hydrotherapy because I didn't answer your question,
and I didn't notice.
Yeah, and the hesitation to that vulnerability is also, there's a lot involved with that. So I do add a lot of humour to it, absolutely. It can help just break those barriers, but very professional in what I do and why I do it as well. And the knowledge and the education that I have that then I can pass on, it's imperative. It's not used as a quick fix. And when I say vulnerability, there are people who have had other types of situations where they might not want any other person go into that area, i.e. sexual trauma, sexual abuse, etc. when these people are stepping into that space, I really honour them, because they are overcoming a massive mental and emotional hurdle, but they also believe that their health is worth it, and they understand the importance of cleaning your foundation. Cleaning your foundation physically, when you step into that space truly, you can start to build your foundation of your life. And in the health coaching, I do share in the space of a lot of our language that we use. Is it serving us, or are we suffering from it? Because subconsciously it's built in, and a lot of the times we're unconscious to even using that language. That's also in relation to belief systems, etc. as well. So I'm there to debunk a lot of things. I also share that I have my certain principles that I practice, but I'm not a practitioner to project, because you're an individual and I'm an individual. And what worked for me, while I believed the principles are so basic, coming back to nature can help heal many others, but it's up to you as the individual and how we can incorporate that with your diet, your lifestyle, your health goals, because many don't have them, your budget, etc., what you want. So yeah, I love that, and I love being able to educate others to empower themselves.
And I guess what you're talking about is investing in your health.
100%. Without it, you've got nothing.
Yeah, a lot of people don't really do that, do they? In the sense that they see that buying good quality food is expensive. They don't see it as an investment in actually long-term health, so that you don't have to have medical bills
on pharmaceuticals, etc.
Or operations for chronic disease in the future, or end up with comorbidities, so you end up with multiple chronic diseases and then multiple medications, which create their own cycle of not necessarily the best life you can live.
Yeah.
Tell me just a little bit more about where you've come from and why you chose to go into this.
Yeah, so an abundance of past occupations, mostly in management, so I love that connection with people. But I actually absolutely packed up my life in Townsville as I knew it, and then went on my own healing journey. And so I went off to the Territory. It was there was no rules attached to it. It was just going to travel for however long. And on that journey, I actually had my come to Jodie moment, and I wanted to start studying counselling. I really wanted to be in the mental wellness space. I have a deep desire to incorporate ecotherapy, nature therapy, because she's such a healer. And taking that time to disconnect so we can reconnect. So I started that journey, and then a health webinar crossed my screen, a one-day free event, spoke to me on a cellular level, just sat in the seat of my soul. So I paid for a 3-day, a 10-day, and then went on the coach's journey. And that was started with iridology and sclerology, and so we would actually look at your eyes to choose your nurture points, etc. So that is a service that I did offer. I've since taken that back. I offer it to a couple of my regular clients. It's something I will incorporate in said time in the clinic, but right here, right now, I'm solely focusing mostly on the colonics and starting that building that up. And it's so under Tyler Tolman, which is who I did my health coaching through. It's just a non-negotiable. You've got to clean the colon. And then we start detoxing and rebuilding and everything from there. So I was literally doing my own enema, living out west at my parents on the floor, and I'm like, I've got to open a colonics clinic. Like, where am I going to send my coaching clients? And that's it. The Colonic Coach was born. I researched it, went to Melbourne for my training. January, moved back to Townsville March, and opened the clinic in April.
Where's the clinic?
On Mooney Street in Gulliver.
In Gulliver,
yes.
Okay. Well, I have been there. I do know where it is, but I just wanted you to share it. I guess there's some other cool little things that you do in the clinic as well.
Yeah.
tell me the ethos around getting rid of it. And I can't believe you haven't actually done as many poo lines as what I heard you do when you're on fire. So here's your opportunity. But that idea of cleansing is not just about inside of us, it's around us too, right?
Absolutely, yes. So I never believed I was opening a business. However wooey that sounds to anybody, I know that I was creating a community cause. It's bigger than a colonic, that's it. That's not what I'm here to promote. That is definitely an element, and what the whole cause actually has been created around. However, in that space as well, I do have the community closet, which is from the community of clients. So myself and my clients, it's all, I speak into the space of always cleansing and releasing.
Yeah, so it's people getting rid of their old clothes and things, like
that's right,
all sorts of things.
Yeah.
And then other people can come and take them away because you're just you're shedding.
That's right. So first and foremost, we cleanse and release because literally we hold on to too much shit. There you go.
There you go.
Mentally and emotionally, we definitely hold on to too much there. And look, there's many different modalities to help people. There's so many modalities out there to help people with cleansing and releasing. So mentally and emotionally, and then material. Hence why we have the community closet set up, because everything is energy, and if we are holding on to it, I've worked in retail for a long time. I know about mental abuse, and especially in women. I can't speak into the space of men on that, but we'll pull it out and it doesn't fit us. We'll mentally abuse ourselves about how our body's changed instead of embracing the space that we're in.
The curse.
And we'll put, and then we'll put it back just so we can pull it out again in a month and do the same thing. And why? Why we are suffering ourselves, like we are doing a lot of this to ourselves. So when we clean things out, when my clients come in, they'll bring in a dress or a top or whatever they desire that's no longer serving them, and they can take anything out of the closet. It's for free, so you don't have to put in to receive. It's not that type of fair energy exchange. It's just energy, and if you love it, take it on a story. And then I do have the community library as well. So the clothes you take and they're gone. The community library is like a library. It's and again, I've had beautiful clients that have added to that, and it's to expose people to different genres, different authors, etc. They can just come and borrow it, and if they feel drawn to going and buying it, then they go buy it. But it's a very open space. Obviously, nothing is TMI. Nothing is under the banner of too much information, because it is a space where people genuinely, authentically open up. No judgment, everything's in confidence.
Yeah. So just tell me, what are some of the types of clients you have? Like, what are the symptoms people sometimes have where they might consider coming to you?
Yeah. So it can both ends of the spectrum. I have the chronic. I'm talking people who have had the call from their doctor saying you're literally full of shit, like literally, and their x-ray shows that. I've had some who have been on particular pharmaceuticals or etc. for a long time, and they're just they're still sick and tired of feeling sick and tired. So there's constipation. Diarrhea is another big one. And what people don't understand is a lot of times diarrhea is actually constipation related diarrhea. There's skin disorders, there's insomnia, there's depression. If you're toxic here, you're toxic here, and it's bi-directional. And obviously that's a huge space I love speaking into. People don't understand that some of their bladder incontinence, now not all, I'm not blanketing this, can actually be because of compaction in their colon, but they're not aware. And everything, once it's inflamed in there, is adding pressure onto everything else. So they are, I'd say, the main reasons. And then I've got the polar opposite, which are the ones coming in saying, Jodes, I feel amazing, I feel healthy, and I want to stay that way. So their language is, they're using it as like a preventative, which is phenomenal. And then I've got everyone in between. A lot of my female clients now actually use a colonic monthly in that same timing as their cycle. They've got a lot of inflammation in there, a lot of cramping. They can either go constipation or diarrhea around that time. They're just not feeling amazing.
Yeah.
Their body is releasing. What a beautiful time to add in a colonic and add in an infrared sauna. get your channels of elimination open for you, and even move into that space of our cycle being a blessing and not a burden. Again, it's a whole other reframe.
Yeah, that sounds fantastic. So Jodie, I know that you've got some great plans for the business in the future, and coming up maybe before Christmas, but definitely by next year, you'll be running some workshops as well. Tell me just a little bit about what you've got planned.
Yes, so definitely letting the cat out the bag there.
I know, it's a little early, but hey, it's the Little Birdie magazine.
That's right, yeah. There is definitely a space for that, and I feel that I'm sharing with my clients, again, not projecting, sharing, and they are loving the information that that they're being exposed to, and the reason why I wanted to bring it into that workshop, I guess, style, is so that we as a collective, again, I love speaking about energy, we can come together, we can share. It's a beautiful way for us to even share with each other what others are doing, etc. Because again, it's not my way or the highway, but I know that the information that I'm sharing, many have said, it makes sense, but I've never seen that before. I've never heard that before. So, again, I bring a lot of my education back to Tyler, but I also, on the daily, every damn day, I am learning to benefit myself and for those that I get to
share with everybody else.
With an impact.
Yeah.
But yeah, I'd love to do it in that space, because now I feel like I'm it can be a little bit exhausting as well with the constant follow-up.
Well, you're a pretty high energy person, and you shine, so people are attracted to you and they want to know the story. Yeah. I'm just going to go off on a slightly different tangent, because I love this, because this is actually about our city. What do you do to unwind, to meditate in this beautiful city we live in?
Definitely nature, and for anybody watching this who knows me would be like, she's always in the bloody ocean. So definitely, I'm an ocean baby. I do love hiking as well, getting out. There's an abundance that's available to us.
If people follow your Insta page, they get to see a lot of these, you meditating on the beach or in the water or hiking.
Yeah, and that's the thing, like, even, I don't mind if my client's like, oh, I started following your personal page, is that okay? Like, that's the biggest compliment, because I'm gonna show up, honestly, I'm showing up personally and professionally in the exact same space. The whole, I guess, ethos, when you're asked, is to live a life of alignment. When we are out of alignment, that's when we create that dis-ease within us. So now I've been there, done that. I'm human, shit comes up in my life as well.
You still have a glass of wine occasionally,
absolutely,
I know.
Yes, absolutely yes,
Yeah.
And I'm just more mindful, especially with the way that I used to live and treat my temple. Well, I didn't treat it like a temple, and that's okay too, because we've all got a past, and we've all got a story, and we've all got a trauma, and we've all got that, and that's okay, because it's who you are today. And that's a big hurdle that many of my clients get over. They just sit in what was, and I'm like, forget about it. And doesn't exist. Let's start here.
Letting go.
Letting go.
I know you've got.
We let flow.
There's always lots of it.
And also taking, because not everybody has the hours or the days to go hiking or down to the ocean. Again, I look at it as, what is your priority? Micro moments. Putting your feet on the grass, getting some sunshine at 7 a.m. with your cup of tea. Do
you know what I do, actually? And this is a weird thing. I've got a little spot in Rose Bay, and I go and I sit there and I look at the water with a coffee. Beautiful. So sometimes I probably should be going for a walk, right?
Yeah, but we don't shoot on ourselves.
We don't shoot on ourselves, no. But it's a beautiful little place. It's got some beautiful history to this little place.
Yeah.
And it's just that space where I can sit, and I love the ocean too, and I love being in the ocean. Actually, the other weekend I went paddleboarding and fell in the ocean.
Yeah.
Didn't mean to, but I did. Because the water's still warm here, right? Yeah. Like, it's not cold. Yeah. So, but you don't think that when you're a Townsvillian. I'm 3 years. I'm now thinking it's cold in winter, 100%. Beginning of spring. Hey, I can't go swimming. It's beautiful.
Well, that's even what people think about the infrared sauna. Oh, Jodie, why would I do that? It's Townsville. I step outside and I sweat. I'm like, okay. Get curious with your questions here, but why would you? You're ready to sit down. I'll tell you why you should. In that controlled environment, and the mental and the physical benefits of it.
Yeah.
It's not just like stepping outside and having a sweat, and when you know.
And that said, we do need to cover up here. We can't always be out all day in the sun with that. And you're going to disagree with me, but I'm
not disagreeing with you.
My pale, English father's side of the family skin burns up very easily.
We can have a whole other conversation.
Yeah, I'm not saying but I'm talking about the sun up here is quite harsh.
Look, just be sun safe.
But that's what I mean.
Be sun safe. Build your tolerance. But the
covering up a bit.
We need sun.
Says Josie, sitting next to Jodie with a huge tan.
But we do. And if you actually now. Here's my serious cap again. If you actually look at the research studies that are done that directly link vitamin D deficiency to depression. Again, I would never say go out and burn, go out and spend hours, but your body needs it, your trunk needs it. We're pretty much getting sun on our arms and our legs, sometimes our face, and then we go, we shouldn't have. Well, we're actually human solar panels, and the amount of studies that are showing the benefit of it, and 7 a.m. sun, there's nothing wrong with that.
No, that's what I'm saying.
It's
but
beautiful.
Middle of the day sun for 4 hours isn't probably a wise
Absolutely
move.
not. Yeah, absolutely not. I say 5 minutes either side until you build your tolerance, and then you might do 10 minutes a couple of times a week. And
usually, actually,
we become alive. The sun livens us.
It does.
Yeah.
Only this winter I didn't swim. Most winters here I've swum.
Yeah.
Excuse me. I guess the big thing is, it's that, like, early mornings for me. You can go in the water 5:30 in the morning in a couple of weeks.
You can again, micro moment. We're overcomplicating it. We're throwing our hands in the air. We are overstimulated, overstressed. We overconsume and we overcomplicate shit.
So I'd just like to thank Jodie, the Colonic coach, for coming along. It's worthwhile giving her a call to have a chat. An amazing woman. It's not a comfortable space for a lot of us, but I think Jodie makes it a comfortable space to be in. And just beautiful person to be around, and come and meet her. Follow her on Insta. We'll pop a code in for you to follow her on Insta. And stay in touch. Stay in touch, Jodie. I know you will.
Yeah, absolutely.
Because I enjoy your company too. And there are just, it's a beautiful city. There are some amazing people here, and we all want to live the best life we can, right?
Absolutely. And what I'd love to share with your clients is, when you change nothing, nothing will change. I know we know it, I know we preach it, but are we actioning it? And while a colonic may not be for you, if any of this resonated and you've got any questions around it, if you are curious, pick up the phone and call me. I'm not going to be playing this messenger phone tag. Pick up the phone. I want to connect. I want a real, authentic connection with you, or come into the space. I will make time for you. And then we can lean into what your signs and symptoms are, what your situation is, and then go from there.
And check out our promo pages, because Jodie's going to have a fantastic promo in there. And to end it, Jodie, one of your poo lines, because
what's that?
Have you got one?
Yeah, so
got one
I guess if you've got curious questions and you want to connect, then it's the Colonic Coach. If you want to talk crap.
Thanks, Jodie.
You're welcome, babe. Thank you.